that would be a seal right there.
No, I was going to throw you a bunker. I really was. That's a big.
That's so sick. Big seal.
Yeah, it was.
Let's go. What is up, guys? And here with Fishing 203, and today I'm going to be narrating over most of this video because the wind was ridiculous, and unfortunately the audio sounds like this. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but there's nothing you can do, you know? So in this video, I'm basically just going to be talking about how to blackfish, you know, where to start, where to find the fish, the bait that I use, the different rigs that I use. And I know a lot of you guys already know how to blackfish. This video is just for maybe people who are beginning and want to learn how to find and catch them, or if you're just struggling to get on some fish, this might help. Alright, so blackfish are structure-oriented fish. So they're going to be around rocks, around jetties, bridge pilings, shipwrecks, anything that will hold a good amount of crustaceans for them to eat, because they eat only crustaceans, and anything that provides good cover for them. So we got onto this spot. We had a double anchor because the wind was swinging us so violently, and we immediately start hooking up. We never fished this spot before. This is just a random rock we pull up to begin the video. But the thing about blackfishing is not every rock is going to hold fish. You know, they school up in certain areas. So try different spots. Don't be afraid to try new spots. And when you get onto a spot, you want to immediately look for signs of life. If you don't get any hits within a half an hour, 45 minutes, leave, find another spot. Alright, so the bait that we use in the fall season for blackfish, we tend to stick to green crabs and Japanese shore crabs. And this is actually a pretty cool clip right here. We've been fishing this spot for about 5 minutes, and me and Brockett double up, and I get a pretty nice one. Alright, Brockett, I gotta get my guppy out of the way. Go. Yeah, I don't know how big this is, but it's definitely over 5. I did good though. I got him right out of the rocks. Perfect. Yeah. Big giant male.
That's why I... You're welcome. Still a good fish though.
5'11".
Same exact as the other one.
That's weird. She's just like longer and skinnier.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a nice one.
5'11", real skinny. Big head, but like super skinny. Yeah. Yep, can't really get away from those 5'11s, huh? But one of the most frequently asked questions I get from you guys that watch my videos is, how do I tell the difference between male and female blackfish? I always say that, like, oh, that's a nice female, or oh, yeah, that's a big male. It's sexual dimorphism. It's actually the male blackfish, once they get a little bigger, once they get like over 17, 18 inches, they'll start to develop that big hump white chin, kind of like it's a wrasse. It's a family of wrasse blackfish are in. So they'll get those physical attributes different from females, while females, like this fish right here, will remain a little bit darker color and a little more football shaped. Now, getting cleaned is just part of blackfishing. If it's really getting bad, try hooking your crabs a little different. The Asian crabs, I normally just go straight through them because they're such a small morsel. And then the green crabs, I either go in the meat or out of a leg socket, or the reverse, into the leg socket and out of the meat. And the whole reason why I do that is just because the leg socket's a stronger part of the crab. It helps the bait stay on longer because you know how Tog loves stealing your bait. Now, another cool thing about Tog or blackfish is that they get pressured by the other fish around them to eat. So sometimes, like you've seen with that last 5'11" I just caught, one of us catching a fish will trigger an even bigger fish to bite. And you'll see that right after this hook demonstration. So the best way that I get the blackfish off the hook, especially with a jig, I like doing that little show-off move. You invert the jig completely upside down, and then just give a quick little tap right in the bottom of their jaw. And this won't hurt the fish, and it'll quickly pop the barb right out. And watch Chris immediately hook up with a nice fish right here. So the type of blackfishing that we do is shallow water. We normally fish in the range of 6 feet to at the most 35 feet of water. So on our high-low setups, we only use 3 to 4 ounce sinkers, and for our jig heads, they're 1.5 ounce weighted jig heads, and those hold in like all the spots we go to. But the rule of thumb for weight is you need to use the lightest weight you can hold the bottom with. That's just the general rule of thumb for any time you're anchoring or drifting. Alright, so let me talk about the rigs that we're going to use real quick. The first one is the jig head. Now, I'm going to start with a 130-pound barrel swivel, my 1.5-ounce jig head, and about 5 or 6 feet of 80-pound monofilament. I like fishing the heavier line. I'm comfortable with it. I know it's still going to get bit. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to check my line, and actually right here I have a fray in my braid, so I'm just going to cut that out and put that braid away. Don't throw it in the water. And then I'm going to tie my barrel swivel to my braid first with just a polymer knot. I'm not going to bore you guys, you know how to tie that. And then to the barrel swivel, I'm going to tie my leader with just a fisherman's knot. And likewise, fisherman's knot to my jig head. Alright, now this is weird. I throw a crab in right after that demonstration. Our sacrificial board I threw in the back pops. We swung out into like 26 feet of water from 12. And this fish just hits it and comes straight to the surface.
Oh, why did that fish come up so fast? It's like a 5 change. It's not even fighting. Look at it. It's not even fighting. What in the...
Very weird, but good fish nonetheless. Alright, so next I'm going to teach you guys how I tie my deeper water rig. Identically, polymer knot, and I use 6/0 Gamakatsu octopus hooks. Like a lot of people say this is too big. Guys, I catch 4-inch sea bass on these. I catch 8-inch blackfish on these. I'd rather have a beefier hook when I hook into those bigger fish. So, 6/0 Gamakatsu hook. Fisherman's knot through the barrel swivel. And now here's where it gets interesting. Now, I use a drop shot rig for these fish. So I'm going to take my leader, put it down through the eye of the hook. And now you can use a polymer knot if the leader's smaller, but this is so big it can't fit 3 pieces of line through it. So a fisherman's knot first with this hook. Make sure you guys leave about 12 to 14 inches of tag end. And then once you get that tied up, you take your tag end and put it down through the top of the eye of the hook. And then pull that knot down into the hole. And what that'll do is it'll make your rig sit completely straight up and down like that, so you get 100% hookup on anything that completely eats your crab. And now for the sinker, you just tie a nurse knot, which is just double over the line, and make a 1 overhand knot, and tighten that up. And then just attach your sinker to the bottom. Again, I'm using a 3-ounce. Now, to you pro toggers already out there, this might seem a little ridiculous because I know you're used to your high-lows and your dropper loops and everything. But try this rig out. It might work for you. Definitely works for me. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you like the content that I'm making, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing a part 2 video to this next weekend, going a little bit more in depth. If you guys got any more questions for me, you could throw it right in the comments below. But until next time, guys, tight lines. Thanks for watching.